Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is in Turkey to attend the third Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit, which has gotten underway today and is expected to wind down tomorrow under the direction of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Leaders and top ministers from 39 countries, including 13 presidents, have confirmed attendance. President Buhari's involvement in the summit has come just a few weeks after his Turkish counterpart paid a state visit to Nigeria, with the country seeking to make new friends and partners in development within the increasingly competitive global community. What should the Nigerian leader be pushing for in Istanbul? To try and get a clear idea about this economic summit and how best Nigeria can benefit from it, we're now being joined by African Affairs Analyst and Africa Fellow, Atlas Network, Ibrahim Anoba. Good to have you join us on the program.
My pleasure.
All right, so first things first, so what should Nigeria be looking forward to achieving at this summit? What should we be pushing for as a country and as a people?
First of all, thank you for having me. And I want to say this is actually a good opportunity for President Buhari and his team to find an alternative in terms of military markets to the United States and Israel and other countries. And Turkey, as you know, has been on the rise in terms of its military trade with African countries in the last few years, and is pretty much notoriously known for his unmanned aerial vehicles, what's called drones. And Nigeria needs a lot of those to fight insurgency, to continue to fight insurgency in the Northeast, but more so to trace bandits across the country. And if Turkey is offering that, then it makes sense for us to sit down and look at ways through which we can efficiently engage in trade with Turkey.
Thank you. And it's been said that we need African solutions to African problems. With the bringing on of Turkey, what exactly do you think we could solve within the nation?
Well, see, the trade between Turkey is ancient kingdom of Ottoman, with many of our West African ancient kingdoms date really back in time. So it's natural to see this continuum here. But the difference here is that we have to be really careful when it comes to our relations with Turkey. I mean, it's clear that Turkey is the new China in Africa. And it's, of course, it has about 37 military bases across the continent, so 37 military offices across the continent with a very strong one in Somalia. And now that it's increasing its ties to Nigeria military-wise, then we should be very cautious, not only because its trade relation with the country is about $700 million plus, but also because we're not trading petrol, we're not trading cash crops or agricultural crops, we're trading military weaponry. So we have to be really careful when it comes to that. Of course, it has a lot of benefit to us as we are facing our internal security challenges. If Turkey can offer us those military amenities, then that is fine. But we still have to be careful at the same time.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up because it was initially a question I was going to ask you. And I'm glad you actually gave some statistics earlier on, but I'd like to give some of my own so that we can further buttress this conversation. Turkish embassies in Africa have grown from 12 to 43 since 2002. Turkish Airlines flies over 60 African destinations. And the share of Africa in Turkey's trade with the world is 6.5%. This is really more about Turkey, isn't it, than about Africa? Because from what you said earlier on as well, Turkey is the new China. Is that the case? Do you agree? What are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree with you. It's the new China. But see, this is the trick. These countries, China, Turkey, Russia, they will always come to Africa because one of the immense natural resources the continent has to support the growing industrialization in China, Russia, and Turkey, but also because they are seeing a need for business opportunities in Africa, particularly in supplying arms. That is why China's relationship with Africa, apart from being heavily in infrastructure, has also been in arms. And Turkey is almost exclusively in arms deal. And we saw the recent incursion of Russia into Mali. So it's not new at all. But the question here is, what is Africa's approach to these new business opportunities? We do have the security challenge, of course. We have to find solutions to that. And if these people are actually coming to our doors and offering us support, and in exchange for some trade, then we have to, go into it, but only strategically. You cannot assume that because Turkey's trade grew from 5 billion in 2009 to 20 billion in 2010 in terms of trade with Africa, that only exclusively meaning that things are going on fine for the African contingent of this trade relation. No, as you said, it's been heavily in the benefit of Turkey. So what then is our own gain? That is what we need to sit and consult as President Buhari goes into this conversation with Erdoğan.
And you're right. It does seem like there is a second scramble for Africa, clearly noting that we are in need of a lot of the resources that some of these foreign countries have, and there's a lot of opportunity on the continent. And speaking of strategy, what, in your opinion, should President Buhari keep in mind in order to keep our priorities and our best interests at heart when he goes into negotiations with some of these other countries?
I do not see any reason, first of all, why President Buhari should agree to any suggestion by Erdogan to have a military office in in Nigeria, rather. I do not see any need why Nigeria will have a military base in Turkey or Ankara. So why should he have one in our country? So that is one. He shouldn't agree to anything in regards to that, because I know Erdogan will want to float that. Second is that there should be thorough scrutiny of the military hardware that Turkey will be bringing to Nigeria, because we've had situation in the past with Israeli aircraft and Israeli military hardware suggestion of containing some spyware that will subject the information passing around at the highest level of many African governments to the he's and the table of Israel. And if we can vet that those military hardware coming into Nigeria are void of this spyware, and they are not in any way going to jeopardize our national security, then we should engage in that military deal with Turkey. But as you suggest, it's all about President Buhari having a very good game plan going into this conversation with the Turkish president, because Erdogan knows exactly what he wants. He wants the resources, he wants Turkish military presence in Africa, and he wants a market for Turkish military hardware. What does Buhari want? That is what he and his cabinet needs to figure out.
All right, then, Ibrahim Anoba, Africa Affairs Analyst and Africa Fellow at S Network, we thank you very much for your thoughts on the Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit. Many thanks.